Pride. I'm Denise, and we're talking to June Lundgren. And you know, welcome to my family. You're getting to hear us all in the background. So I'd love, and if you want to find me on Facebook, since I'm talking to my family, my name is Denise Pridemore, and I'm out there promoting my show every week, and love to hear from you. And so, June, what I want to know from you is why do you do this? I mean, I don't mean it in any derogatory kind of way. I'm just interested in why, if it's scary to people.
Yeah.
And, things like that. Why would you continue to do it?
The thing is, it's like, you notice I don't call myself a demonologist because I have run into so many fake ones that I really didn't like it. So when I basically came out of the closet, my grandmother, who's been dead for a while, said, listen, why don't you just call yourself what we call you in Ireland? My grandma's Magohi, I can't get much more Irish. Mm-hmm. She said, we call you demon seers because you can see them, communicate with them, understand them, and remove them. I said, well, that sounds better because that's what I do. And I do it because God said, this is what I want you to do. This is your job in all your lifetimes. This is not going to be any different. You need to do it. Basically, you need to suck it up, and realize that this is what you need to do. And once Michael integrated Ariel's consciousness with mine, then when I go to a place, I have no doubt. I have no doubt in myself, in what I can do, and in my faith in God. If you have any doubts at all, whether it be of yourself or what you're doing, if you can do it, if you can't do it, then you're screwed. Don't do it. When I go there, when I go near something like that, it's like that turns off and I'm not afraid of them. I mean, I've been seeing them all my life. I'm not afraid of them, and they know to stay out of my way. And, I hold her stuck inside of me until I get right up on the demon. And then I release her because the demons are stupid. They do is they're like a lot of people. They look at the outside and think, oh, this is another stupid human that's going to try to take me out, and I'm going to make their life miserable. Until I get right up on them, and then it's like, then she comes forward and they're like, holy crap, I'm in a world of hurt now. And I do it because to serve God and to help the people that are plagued by these things. I mean, they have no right to make people's lives miserable, to hurt children, to scare children, to kill animals. I had a couple of different cases where they were killing the animals. That's not happening. Not on my watch.
Yeah, I don't know why people would do that. I really don't. You also have written some books.
Yeah, I have. I think 8 books now. The last one that I released was a fantasy called Demon Seekers: The Journey Begins. And what it is it's based on reality. The first one is about me, and it's about an archangel who's sent down to find 8 archangels that are reborn into the world. And there are 8 right now reborn into the world in physical form. So I'm one of them. I know where 3 of other ones are. But, the one before that seems to be, it's called the dark side of the paranormal, because so many people are afraid to talk about it. In the book, I explained about, the different types of demons, what they do, their fears and their weaknesses, how to protect yourself from them, and what to do if you should encounter them. It's basically, it's not a long book, but it's full of information to help you. And that's what I'm all about, is empowering people to help themselves.
One that sounds really interesting to me is The Medium's Guide to the Paranormal.
That was the first one I wrote. I have the sequel in progress. But the first one God told me, I want you to write a book. And he says, and I want you to let people know that I do hear them. I do hear their prayers. He said, I give you what you need, which is not necessarily what you want. He says, I don't care. He said, I don't care what you put in it. Put a bunch of information in it, he said, but they need to understand that. I do hear them. I just give them what they need, which is not necessarily what they want. So I'm like, okay, I wrote that in 2009. And since then, I had written a couple of children's books long ago. And so I revamped them and brought them out. And one of them is called Petal's Golden Wings. And it's about a little fairy and her challenge of finding a gift for the birth of the baby, the Christ child. And it's a fantasy, and it gets 5-star reviews. I mean, it's a tearjerker, unfortunately.
So here, I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing from you. And tell me if I'm right. Your driving force is God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it isn't that you're a demon seer or any of this other stuff. You're just, God's driving you to do this and to help people.
Right. Because how many people, in their right mind would want to deal with demons? Well, not many.
Right.
If I had my brothers, I would rather do something, light and airy-fairy. But God's like, no, you're good at it. This is what you've always done, and you will continue to do it. So I do it.
Also, I had somebody ask me earlier about you. Okay. Uh-huh. This was just out of the blue. They asked me if you see other spirits. And I said, I would assume so, but I don't know. I said, so I'd have to ask. Just because you see demons, and I know that you're a medium, but mm-hmm. I have to assume you would, but
yeah, I see everything, including elementals.
Even elementals.
Even elementals.
That is amazing. And then you're an animal communicator. So does that mean you communicate with live animals or dead animals?
Both.
Both.
If they're live, I kind of get, some people see images, some people get feelings. I get full-on conversation. When I first make contact with the animal, at first they're kind of taken aback at the fact that they can understand me. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, right on. Yeah, this is what I want, or I hurt here, or I hurt there, or this is a problem that needs to be fixed, or can you tell them this is what I need help with this or that. And so I do it.
Can you even talk to cats? Because
cats
are really obstinate.
Yeah, I know. I had a lady that contacted me from down in Eugene, Oregon, and she's like, I need to have you talk to my cat. And so I said, well, let me call you. And so I talked to her, and she says, I had tried 3 other animal communicators, and he wouldn't talk to any of them. I said, well, he's talking to me. And tell her, I said, this is what he's saying, and he just lost a sibling. And she said, yes, he just lost his sister. And I said, he wants somebody else. He's lonely. I told her, go to the rescue center closest to you. I said, you'll find a black cat with long hair, and she's going to answer to the name of Pumpkin. And the following week, she went there, and long-haired black cat came over to her, and she said, Pumpkin, and it perked up its ears and came and sat on her lap. She took it home, and they're like best buddies.
That's a good way to find a cat.
Yeah, it's like he was so lonely, and she wanted to make sure she found the right one that he would get along with and be happy with. So,
well, I'm gonna tell you, my cousin here has a dead deer on the wall. The only thing I can hear it saying is, why'd you have to do it?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like taxidermy or anything like that. I don't like it at all.
It's an old dead deer, so. But yeah, it's watching us.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't do hunting. Nobody in my family does hunting. So
you just needed to, if somebody calls you over the phone, you just need a picture, right?
Yeah, I need a picture. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, send me a picture of the smiling cat or the elephant or whatever. I will not talk to bugs. They have no attention span whatsoever.
They have no attention span.
None. You've heard the saying, the attention span of a gnat. These guys, that's these guys. They don't have an attention span. I don't like them. I warn them, don't come in my house if you're a spider, because I don't like spiders. I will kill you.
Some of those spiders are bigger than cats.
I know. It's like, I don't deal with spiders. I just kill them.
Yeah, I don't blame you there, because like I said, I've seen some as big as my head.
Yeah, it's like when I was stationed in Texas in the military, it's like, no, I've never seen a cockroach that big. Thank you.
Yeah, you feel like you would need to put a leash on them and take them for a walk.
I know. It's like, and I never want to see it again. Thank you.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
So we've given everyone visuals that they're now not going to sleep tonight. So, if anyone out there has any questions at all, make sure you please ask them. I will make sure that I get them asked. We do have a question in chat from Carl. He asks, do any of your team members also have gifts?
Yeah, my team, there's only two of us. Wendy and I are the only two that are in Ghosts and Girls Paranormal. And because we do negative removal, it's not, the person has to be the right fit. I trained Wendy, and she's an empath, and she sees demons like almost like a disruption in the visual field. It's like when you're driving along the road and you see the heat makes the road dance. You see that squiggly.
Yeah.
That's how she sees them, and she does not want to see them the other way. So she takes care of the little guys, and I take care of the big guys. And we team up that way.
My sister asked a question, but I don't know. Ask June Good. I don't know what she's talking about, so we'll find out what she means later. Judy, if you're listening, if I knew what the question was, I'd ask it, but I don't. But I've seen all your messages, so just come on in the house. If you're here, come in. You can ask your own question to June.
Door's unlocked.
The door's unlocked, Dan says. So come on in. So we're going to be going to a break at the top of the hour. So we're going to keep on talking here for a couple more minutes. June, do you have a short story about anything that you think is really interesting that happened recently?
Went to Alcatraz.
Really?
Yeah, in May. We did a night. Me and Wendy, we did a night investigation. It was kind of cool. I'm going inside, and they give you headphones so you can listen to the history and stuff like that. And I hadn't put on my headphones yet, and I'm going into subblock A, and I hear this guy say to me, "Hey, you gonna help us or what?" I look over to the right, and here's this guy in the jail cell. It reminds me of like Peter Lorre back in his younger days, skinny and buck-toothed and big eyes. I said, "Not if you keep bothering me, I'm not going to." He's like, "We need to have you remove that thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm heading to cell block D. Don't worry about it." So it's D for demons and D for solitary confinement. So I did. So I removed they lock you into cell 13, and people just like, don't go in there. Things, you get attacked by things in there, and like the Ghost Adventure guys went there to cell 13, and Aaron ran out from the demon. So I told my friend, "Let's do it." So we go in there. It's black. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. And then you see this thing that's blacker than black. And you're like, "Right on. Let's take it out."
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? Can we come back to that after our 5-minute break?
Yep.
Everybody out there, we're going to take a 5-minute break. You're listening to WBHM out of Birmingham, digital broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. We'll be back in 5 minutes. You guys go get a drink, Go to the restroom. Do what you got to do. We'll see you in 5.